That's why. Yeah, there you go. All right. Start. Yeah.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, alias The Hoff. You're listening to Akira the Dawn. Stay tuned.
All right, boom. All right, boom. What's cracking? What's cracking, everybody? What's cracking, ladies and gentlemen? It's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Ask Akira. What's going on, everybody? Hey. It's working. It's working. Do you know what? This today. Remember we were doing these things and like I'd have just fallen out of bed and all confused. I'd just fallen through the door. I'm like, oh, the stream's not working. All this type of thing. Look at this, man. I've been up since like 8:30 or something. What time did I get up? Yeah, anyway. 9 o'clock. All right, I got up 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. So yeah, I've been pushing my circadian rhythms back into a civilized place. And yeah, I've been awake for hours, man. I've already done a bunch of stuff. Very exciting. So yeah, and yeah, I just like set this all up a couple of hours ago, all working, and I sit down. It's here. It's amazing. How is everybody? What's going on? Adam Gorse is taking a shower. Proud of you. Sean Sandstorm says power. Proud of you. Oh yeah, bear in mind. I need to know where everybody is. So let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're at. We have a ritual to engage in. The ritual involves me knowing where you are. Joseph Ira says, Suo dude, your music has been getting through a country song life. That's good to know. Hey, I heard a Blur song in the coffee shop the other day that freaked me out. It was that Charmless Man song. I didn't know any Americans knew that song. It shocked me. Yeah, anyway, what's going on? It's feels like a long time since the last one. It feels like a lot has changed since the last one. I've been in San Francisco. And my beautiful wife booked the hotel and she put me in a place called Tenderloin. And I was like, what is this hellhole? What is this place? And my Uber guy goes, yeah, this is the poorest part of San Francisco. I was like, what is going on? It was literally, it was pretty bad in the day. I pull up to the hotel, and you know that hooker from The Simpsons, like the hooker from The Simpsons, like the old hooker woman. She's like hanging outside the hotel. She's got some socks on. One of her boobs is sort of falling out. She's got like a weird bottle of booze. She's cackling. Anyway, I came out when it was dark. Well, no, I did the gig, and I came back after the gig, and I step out of the car, and it was like that first episode of The Walking Dead, when Rick goes back to Atlanta and then all the zombies start like coming out from behind the corners. And I was like spinning around in the road and they kept coming behind me, like some guys like reaching out, trying to grab me from behind, and then arms coming from another direction. Someone wants some money and someone wants a battery for some reason. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I had to flee. I had to flee that place and go take refuge in In-N-Out. And yeah, it's pretty intense. San Francisco's crazy, dude. San Francisco's crazy. The police in San Francisco are mobbing around on Harley Davidsons. I heard all this bike revving. I was like, ooh, it's a biker gang. And I could see all these bikes. And I get up close, and they're all police. And there's tons of them. There's tons of these police revving up these bikes. In the middle, it's like 6 p.m. or something. What was this? 5, 6, like main traffic time. There's all these tons of people all mashed together, all marching in different directions. I'd forgotten what those sorts of cities were like. LA is a lot calmer. Everything's kind of spread out. Everything's smashed together in San Francisco, and everyone's marching around trying to get somewhere. And then there's this police biker gang in the middle of them, just like revving their Harleys intimidatingly with these black masks on. It was crazy, dude. Crazy. What a place. Iron Firehorse, you bad mama jamma, says, hey Akira, love the awesome videos, really wonderful. Thank you. Good. I'm glad you like those. We're doing a live stream every Sunday where I DJ. So I DJ and I play. I'll DJ like a live mix every Sunday, and then I'm turning those into mixes and uploading them on the channel. That's what's going on. So every Sunday evening we're doing those live sets. So pull up, roll through, and feel free to suggest themes. If there's a themed mix you'd like to hear, some kind of vibe, do let me know. I was working on my DJ library on the plane, flying back from San Francisco up in the sky. It was beautiful. I was listening to some new lo-fi and kind of ambient and instrumental type music and tagging it and setting up things for future mixes. It's a really nice place to do that. If I had, I mean, this is, I guess, a thing that happened in the future. I feel that above the clouds is the ideal place to listen to music and prepare DJ sets. I normally do it like on the sofa or something. I think the best place to do it is above the clouds. I really do. Shitux says, do you have recommendations for a new laptop for cooking some beats? What, as in what laptop to get? I use Macs. I'm a Mac guy. But here, okay, here's my recommendation because I just got one. The new Apple Macs laptops, I'm using one right now to stream this broadcast. The keyboards on them suck, dude. I can't type a sentence without getting something wrong. And they're very thin and feel very fragile. So I got a new DJ laptop recently, and it's a goddamn powerhouse of a thing. It's a MacBook Pro. It's got 16 gig of RAM. It's got a solid state internal hard drive, and it's the 2013 MacBook Pro, which are fully moddable. The new ones you can't replace the battery and stuff like that. It's the 2013 ones you can. And I bought this refurbished on Amazon for $500, and it's a beast. It's like the ultimate laptop. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. I would recommend a refurbished MacBook Pro from Amazon or something. Amazon's good, man, because you can just send shit back. You know, if you don't like it, you can send it back. They don't quibble. So yeah. Jason Miller says that's a badass tee, bro. Thank you very much. This is the WAVE. This is the Alan Strange shirt. MEANINGWAVE.com with the new website is about to launch. That's nearly finished. Excited about that. This is the MEANINGWAVE. Whoa! How did that suddenly get so loud? That was crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah. Where is everybody? We need to do this ritual and then we can get into it and get after it. We can get into it and get after it. Let's see. Robert is in San Diego. That's good. Lucid Poet. Hey, we love the Lucid Poet. Lucid Poet is in H-Town. H-Town is the great town. Shouts out to Houston. I've never been there, but so much of my favorite stuff comes from there. Like candy cars, man. Like a candy truck. I want a candy truck. That's what I want. Yeah. Eccentric Naturalist is also in Houston. Hey, we got multiple Houston representees in this place. Shouts out to Houston all day long. Shouts out to Devin the Dude. Shouts out to Riff Raff. Shouts out to Zero. These are all great artists. If you've not heard them, you should check them out. Zero, my goodness. Jason Miller, what up? Luke Howe is in the UK. Hey, shouts out to the UK. It was Hercules said to me this morning, it feels like England, Dada, because autumn fell. The fall fell. Feels like England, Dada, because it was raining. Jason Miller is in Creek, Michigan. Battle Creek, Michigan, in fact. Battle Creek. Shouts. Roberto Pacquiao says, with my love, Riva. Yeah, I hooked up with Riva Tez in San Francisco. That was dope. I'll tell you about that in a bit. She crazy. Jacob is in Dallas, Texas. Yeet. Jasper is in Stockholm, Sweden. Splash. Shouts out. Ooh, I'll give you a splash sound. No, that wasn't it. Oh! That wasn't it. Oh, where is it? There you go. Nice. Darren is in Auckland, New Zealand. Yeah, we got see. It's an international situation up in this bizash. So Andrew's in Toronto. Yeah, Iron Firehorse is a little north of Toronto. Maggot is in Cairo. Holy cow! All right, boom. See, this is an international broadcast. Like always, let's see if we get down. We're an international community. This is MEANINGWAVE, dude. This is a galactic thing. All right. So at this point, we got to cock back the bicep, aim for the elbow. We want the riser. A 3, a 2, a 1. Boop! Yeah, that was the international high five. How you feeling? You feel good? I feel good. I feel that was good. I feel that was a good one. Luke Howe, where can we buy the top? You can buy this thing. You can, if you click the link in the description, there should be a link to the shop. You can buy one in there. The new shop with all the new stuff is about to launch. We'll put a post on the community tab. It's going to be at meaningwave.com. Bookmark meaningwave.com. That's what you should do. Everybody like to get the notifications going. Good point, Dern at 1804. Seems the way it works is if you guys who are here smash that like, just smash it, like just batter that thing, then YouTube will let a few more people know. We got like 45k subs. Did you know that? That's crazy. We got like 45k subs, but YouTube insists on only letting like 0.1% of those people know whenever we do anything. Whatever, man. Kevin's in Vancouver. Shouts out. Yeah. So yeah, always, man, this stuff, you're an integral part of this thing, and it doesn't work without you, and it doesn't work without you smashing that goddamn like. Man, these algorithms just got us like just jumping through hoops, man. But we're very lucky to have them. The fact that we can discuss, we can talk to each other. That's amazing. Look at that. That's amazing. Joseph says, your songs are killing it, bro. You're killing it, Joseph Arab. You bad mama jammer. Jason Momoa recently called humans a disease on the planet. Oh, really? Oh, well, you know, he got that ideologue in his ear, whispering evil things in his ear. Bless him. Yeah, bless him. Never mind. I mean, ding dong, he's wrong. Ding dong, he's wrong. Elusive Poet says, yo, the Father premiere was dope. Yeah, it was, right? Father dropped yesterday. JBPWAVE Father. That dropped yesterday. People seem to be really digging that. So that's cool. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. It's going great. It's done 40k streams on Spotify already. Yeah, that's gang. Shouts out Andrew Komarami. Andrew Komarami, thank you for the super chat. Says, what, listening to the Father album and had a series of questions occur to me about the Noah story. Keep up the good work. Proud of you. Hey, nice. Hey, proud of you. Roberto Pancio says, anxiety playlist. Oh, some music for combating anxiety. That's not a bad idea. Another way of combating anxiety is being like, fuck you, anxiety. That one helps. That's a good one. Drink lots of water, do some push-ups, and get some vitamin D. And don't take shit so seriously. Diverting Tales, Lo-Fi Night Drive vibe. Yeah, that's... Weirdly, that's one I was working on the plane. That's interesting. Shouts out to Diverting Tales in the house. Maged Hosni says, you must have some sort of background reading philosophy and self-help books, or at least an interest in human optimization. Can you get into that a bit? Favorite books, authors, quotes, etc.? I actually don't have a background reading philosophy or self-help books. I actually don't. But I do have an interest in human optimization. I always have been very interested in humans. I've always paid attention. But yeah, I don't have any kind of self-help background. Like, my favorite author was Hunter S. Thompson. You know, and I've always done that. So maybe that's it. Yeah. The only self-help book I ever read was Mike Cernovich's Guerrilla Mindset. I read that a couple years ago. I didn't even know what a mindset was. You know, I just had one. I didn't realize. I discovered the concept of self-talk through that, which is, you know, you've got this internal voice that's always chattering on. Most people don't pay attention to it. I never did. And mine was constantly slagging me off and calling me all sorts of names and telling me I was awful. Until I noticed that motherfucker, and then I was like, who is this guy? I wouldn't talk to my best friend like that. Who is this rude little motherfucker? And that was that. Now I keep that guy in check. I pay attention to him. I recognize he is not me. He's just a noisy little motherfucker who, like a homunculus, some rude little homunculus dwelling somewhere in my vicinity. And I'll be like, shut the fuck up. That's what I do. Shut the fuck up. Homunculus. Jasper says, I got my MEANINGWAVE t-shirt in the mail this week and rep it everywhere. Hey. Oh! That's good, man. I'm proud of you. I'm really enjoying the fact that, you know, it got a bit colder. Just so I could put this. I've had this neon pink MEANINGWAVE beanie for a couple months and I haven't had a chance to wear it because it's so hot. So that's cool. Where can we buy that, says Luke Howe. You actually, underneath this video, there's the Teespring store. You can buy a lot of stuff in there. So go buy some stuff there. And yeah, meaningwave.com's about to drop. Shabba ranks. Fizar Sprotning, some stuff I can't pronounce, says longboarding in the suburbs in the summer when the sun's going down and the sky's coloured warmly would be a perfect theme, especially tracks with harps. They emit this and a beach vibe. That's a very good point. I think you know what you're doing. I think you should make a mix. Make me a mix. Shouts out to the Fellowship of Dodge. Thank you for the super chat. Fellowship of Dodge got a credit on JBPWAVE Father. JBPWAVE Father had a credit roll at the end of it. I've never done a credit roll before, and I've really enjoyed it. And so we're gonna have credit rolls on everything. God damn it. Fellowship of Dodge got one because Fellowship of Dodge is a Patreon producing bad mama jammer. So we're very grateful to you and all of our supporters out there who are contributing to the wave. Shout out to everyone who's bought Father on Bandcamp. Shout out to everyone who's bought a t-shirt. Shout out to everyone who supports on Patreon and Subscribestar. ThinkSpot is about to launch. And yeah, particularly, and shout out to everyone who smashes that like. Thank you, Eccentric Naturalist, for the super chat. Says, I think you might want to look into making Mother Angelica wave. She was this feisty old nun that reminds me of Jordan Peterson, pushing people towards the ideal to go forth and be mighty. Oh shit, she sounds like a bad mama jammer. Do me a favor, drop a video, a short one, in the wave suggestion channel in the Discord, please. And I'll look at that stuff when I'm next looking at stuff. Diana 1804, shame and pride are the same thing, so I'm not against shame. What's that in reference to? I've been thinking about shame a lot this week, and guilt, and the differences between them, and the utility of them. And I was talking with my wife about this. Shame is like when you do something and it triggers a disconnect in the external. Say you do something like you, I don't know, kill someone, and society is like, oh, shame on you, you killed that person. And you're like, oh really? I'm supposed to feel bad about that? And then you check your internal. Shame like helps you develop a code, I guess. I think that's what its utility might be. So then, but when you've developed your own moral code and you know the difference between right and wrong, if society shames you, and then developing your character and developing your moral code. You know? Oh, they're talking about Noah. Yeah. Shouts out to Noah. Noah, there's like a suite on JBPWAVE Father where there's like 4 interconnected tracks where the good Dr. Peterson is talking about Noah, the patriarch Noah. He was a bad mama jammer. He lived, 390 or 600? How old was that Noah? He lived a long ass time. You know, them early days Bible people lived a long time. And I think that's because people used to live a long ass time. Because, you know, they had good diets and shit. But I think we're going back towards that. I think I might live to be like 600, you know. I might. My nan's nearly 100. And, you know, she was around in the war and stuff. And she eats sandwiches. So I'm pretty sure that I could probably do 600, 700. I'm going to do a while. Hey, YouTube Hero Alex is in the building. Shouts out to my guy, YouTube Hero Alex. YouTube Hero Alex. He out there moderating these things, like, you know, making sure there's no weirdos doing weirdo things. He's like posting things on Reddit. He's just a G. He's just a G. Joseph Ira, what the heck happened if Noah ate one of those cows? You mean the ones on the boat? I reckon that alongside the 2x2, he was also stashing an extra 2x2 for munching. Because like Noah was definitely eating cows and stuff, man, or elks at least. He wasn't messing around eating no bugs. He wasn't munching on no grubs. Oh, by the way, my favorite fiction author, Zero H.P. Lovecraft, is that his name? Zero P. Lovecraft. Anyway, he just dropped a new story. He had this brilliant story last year I told everybody to read, called The Gig Economy. And I was reading that thing and I thought it was real till I was about 2/3 of the way through it. It's about like sort of a little in the future or whatever, but it's like there's this gig economy situation. Like you just get jobs and you get them via Reddit and Instagram and stuff, and it's just like go buy a packet of crisps and take it to the town square and sit there and take a photo of a pigeon and just weird stuff like that. And but anyway, he got a new story, so good, so terrifying, and it's called, I think it's called The Green New Deal. I think that's what it's called. Where is it? I sent it to everyone this morning. Now I can't find it. It's called The Green New Deal. Zero H.P. Lovecraft or Zero P. Lovecraft. I follow him on Twitter. He's like a doomy motherfucker, but like he has an incredible way of writing. The story is like the natural conclusion of what the climate justice people want. So it's like that world. It shows you somebody living in that world and what that world is like, and it's just terrifying, man. It's terrifying. It's really good. Terrifying and really good. Let me know if that shouting is too loud. I should probably have checked the levels of that shouting before I did this. It looks alright. Maybe. Anyway. Derna 1804. Maybe you ate all the most delicious animals. Yeah, right? It'd be like, look at that. Look at that beautiful zebra. I wonder what a zebra tastes like. Fellowship of Dodge says, Monsieur Aedi, me butchering these names, worked on the history of religions and meaning. He served as a deep source of inspiration for JBP. Consider doing MEANINGWAVE. I would first have to consider working out how to pronounce it. Send me something to check out, please. Send me something to check out, please. My sweet doggo, Yang Gang doggo friend. If you're listening to this, Fellowship of Dodge is Avi, is like a nice little doggo with a Yang 2020 baseball cap, which is the same color as my MEANINGWAVE bubble cap. It's a hot pink. It's a nice hot pink. And yeah, I'm all about that hot pink life. Shouts out to 2 More V's is in the chat. If you've been listening to JBPWAVE further, 2 More V's dropped some sick bass lines on that. Dropped some sick bass lines. And his homie Neocron dropped some shred guitar. Was it on Woman? Was it on Beautiful Woman? There was like a really shred bit of guitar. There's some dope shit from my guys on that. So shouts out to them. Shouts out to them. We shot, my guy popped by the studio yesterday. I did a bunch of interviews yesterday, and we had one guy come by the studio and shot a little thing asking me some questions about JBPWAVE Father to make a little behind the scenes documentary that will be dropping next week. So yeah, that reminds me, I need to holler at you 2 More V's, but I might as well do it now. Could you send me some footage of you playing that Woman track that I could put in the little bit behind the scenes thing? That would be dope. Shouts out to Jasper. Thank you for the super chat, you bad man pajama. Says, cheers, new JBPWAVE is so good. Hey, yo, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad you dig it. It was an emotional thing. It was very painful to make. I spent a week thinking I was going to cry, and I still don't fully know why. Although I was discussing this with Charlotte, and it might be because a lot of it was repurposing audio from JBPWAVE 1 and turning it into like songs and album rather than like a mix. And the place that I was in when I was making JBPWAVE 1 was so radically different to the place I'm in now. You know, it was a place of fear and sorrow and not knowing how one's going to pay to get to the studio or eat today and stuff of that nature. And as I say this, Fellowship of Dodge is dropping tons of super chats with hearts on. So thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, it was like, it's so crazy being here in this beautiful house, and Hercules has his own bedroom, and we've got e-scooters. And like, just not that long ago, we were all sharing one bedroom in a shared house, and like, yeah, not sure how we were gonna eat. We were suffering, man. But it was like, you have to do that. You have to put yourself in these situations and sacrifice to get to the other side, because on the other side is greatness, and you never get to the greatness if you don't go through the sacrifice. Whoa, that was loud again. It's true though. It's true. Doran Thacker says, what's the best way to support the waves? Patreon, subscribe star, which one takes the smallest cut? I think they're the same. Patreon or subscribe star. Either of those is cool. Either of those is wonderful, in fact. So yeah, those are good. And ThinkSpot is launching very soon. They're setting up my page at the moment, so I'll let you know when that's ready. And you'll be able to support on there as well. But if you want to do it right now, Patreon or subscriber, either is good. Or you can just use one of the links in the description of this video and do a PayPal donation or something like that. Or you could go buy an album on Bandcamp or whatever. Or you could smash that like. Hey. Yeah. The government, Kumo of New York, banned flavored vapes with no input from the legislator. What's up with all the haters overthrowing the republic? Yo, man, these haters. It made me laugh. I was on the way out to San Francisco and I'd just gone past CVS. And I read this thing on Twitter, and it was like the California health legislator were having a big patty about vapes, and they're like, 2 people died because they ate a whole vape pen or something, and like, this is a national emergency. And I just passed CVS, and there was a guy sat at CVS just smoking a great big crack pipe next to a pile of human feces. I'm like, California health legislator really needs to get his priorities in order, dude. Fucking freaking out about vapes while there's like a full-blown like tetanus epidemic going on in Skid Row, and we have all the conditions for a bubonic plague outbreak. Like, that's not even hyperbole. That's real. That's real. Like, we could have a bubonic plague outbreak in California, and that would spread to the rest of the country. So maybe worry about that instead of some people blowing some fat clouds, buttlords. My goodness. Jaden Hensley, is college worth it in this modern era? Will it even get you a job? Are the alternatives better? I mean, my answer to that immediate answer is hell nah, unless you want to be a neurosurgeon, in which case I don't think there's online courses for that yet, so go to college. But otherwise, hell nah. I didn't. I mean, I was way ahead of the curve on this stuff, and my dad was a lecturer. I left school when I was 16, and that was me done with education. And now look at me. Woo. Honestly, I think, what is it, $50,000 to go to uni? Loan. Take that money and start a business. Actually practically learn on the job rather than theoretically learning from some people who don't actually do the thing they're teaching about, while simultaneously getting ideologically possessed. I mean, who needs that? Who needs that? Who needs that? So personally, yeah, I really don't think college is a good idea at all. I think it's a terrible idea. I think, I don't even think it's like a bad idea. I think it's a really terrible idea, and I think it's dangerous. Like, I wouldn't send my kid to one of those places. Aside from getting ideologically possessed, you're like, it's like, someone said this recently, I don't know who, but university is just a really, really expensive hookup plan. Like, people go there to hook up. People go there, it's like, oh yeah, social parties, this, that, and the other, and you go there and you spend a fortune, you don't learn very much, you get ideologically possessed, and you get like blackout drunk and bang some weirdos and regret and live in shame. Like, who needs that? Who needs that? Sub that shit, man. There's 12-year-olds on YouTube will teach you how to do anything. And you can choose. You know what I mean? You could just watch John Vivaki lectures on YouTube every Friday, and you would learn way more than going to goddamn university. Gee whiz. Yeah, that's my opinion anyway. I mean, you're welcome to your own, and I could be completely wrong, yada, yada, yada. But I didn't do no university type thing, and myself, and I really wouldn't recommend it for my kids. Shouts out to Miss Kekistan, says, hey Akira, what up you bad man pajama? Jacob Harris says, go to college if you're going into law, medicine, or some type of engineering. Otherwise, I don't think you should go. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I think 2 out of 3 of those things you mentioned there, I don't know if university is actually necessary at this point. So university it's all of these major institutions, the internet has just rendered them all useless, is what's happened, because they're essentially gatekeeping institutions, and they're not necessary here in the future, baby. We don't need no gates keeping. You can keep your gates, is what you can do. PD House says, I'm going to community college in my final year, and I finally have to take out loans. I won't be in debt at all. Hey, good for you. Good for you. Iron Firehorse says, here in Ontario, they're always on strike and not available for students, accumulating debt while they whine. It's insane. Shit. Jaden Hensley says, if I start a business ASAP and hustle and get the experience needed, I can live a noble life that way. Yes, you can. I also don't believe in using other people's money and believes when I can create my own. There you go. This is a very good point. That's a very good point. That's a very good point, my guy. Go out there, make some money, get some experience, find out about the real world, interact with other hardworking people rather than sitting around getting brainwashed by weirdos. Yeah. Miss Kekistan says, I like my gate. Lol. Well, you enjoy your gate. I'm not here to take your gate away from you. We ain't here to take your gates. I should probably answer some questions that were submitted in advance, given that this broadcast is half an hour deep. This is a very engaging chat. You're a very engaging chat today, so shouts out to you. It's actually quite possible that I could do these broadcasts without questions in advance. Maybe that's a direction to go in. Let me know what you think. All right, Fran Cocky. Would you make some Rand, objectivist, MEANINGWAVE? I've never actually read Rand. Rand. I watched a couple of her lectures, which I quite liked some of what she had to say. And I've listened to some podcasts with the guy from the Rand Institute, and I found some of that quite interesting. So I need to look more into the source material of that. I know that Dee Antwoord are big fans of The Fountainhead, and I think Reva likes it too, but I haven't read it, so it needs to go on it. Yeah. Frank Hockey, that was Frank Hockey. Sean Fitzgerald 22. Can you make a song using Graham Hancock? Yo, I want to make like 17 albums with Graham Hancock. Actually, I love Graham Hancock, and I've recently been listening to a bunch of his material and making notes of things that I want to use. So Hancock's definitely a guy that I want to integrate into the Meaning Wave universe. So yeah. Oh my God, by the way, I got confirmation this week from someone huge that I wanted to integrate into the Meaning Wave universe, and I wrote to them and asked them, and they said they would be honored. So that's just really exciting. That's really exciting. Oh my goodness. Close the door now. Can you tell us what school you went to get the kids chorus for Oh What a Glorious Thing? That's a good question. I can't tell you because I can't remember, but if you look at the credits of the album, it says. So if you can find a CD copy of that album, it says in the credits. It was an American school. It was an American school, I think. Which one was it? Shit, I'm trying to remember now. One of them I attended. One of them I went there and went to this beat, and it was like fucking tons of children. They were all singing this song for me. It was amazing. There was another song on that album. I got a proper orchestra to record the strings for a song, and I'd written this song, and like it was a really emotional song. And they were also and it was this lady from the Communards who conducted the orchestra, and she had a newborn baby around her neck, which has happened a couple of times to me, by the way. Make music with people with newborn babies around their necks. And then everyone's playing this song, and I'd written this song, and they're playing these string parts, and people are crying and shit because it was so emotional. That was a deep experience. Donna. What? Oh no. Okay. PD House. What's your favorite Meaning Wave song you've made? That's a good question. That's a great question. I really like that Tom Waits one. That doesn't count. That's not even a Meaning Wave song. Why did I say that? In recent memory, I really like Spirit of the Father. I think that's great. I can't even remember. When I get asked questions like that, I kind of blank out, and then I can't remember anything I've done. That's what tends to happen. I literally can't remember anything I've done now you've asked me that question. So, it's hard, man. They're all my babies, you know? They're all my children's. They're all my little babies. They're all my little baby children's, and I love them all dearly. Let's have a look at the Meaning Wave playlist. What on here is great? It's all great. Everything's a Scam. That's a good song. Tarantulas. That's a great song. Be Me 16. Be Me. Oh, by the way, Be Me playing Minecraft. That's one of my favorites from the Be Me EP with Internet Historian. It's just beautiful and tragic. I love that record. I love that record. I love all of it. It's all great. I only do stuff that's great. How about that? Yeah. Be Me playing Minecraft. A really swinging human. That's a great song. They're all great. Whatever. Yeah. I'll think about that. Hey, Tower One Power's in the house. Oh my goodness. Tower One Power. He's been a part of this community since the beginning, I think. Says, what do you think about your old pal Big Narstie's new television career? I'm so proud. I'm so proud of Narstie. I'm so proud of Narstie. Honestly, I think about it, I get emotional. I think about how proud I am of Narstie, and I get emotional. He's literally, like, I think one of the first times I met him, it was like, you need a TV show. I said that to him, you know. I met him, I was in the dairy in Brixton, recording with Swiss from So Solid Crew. Back in 2004, I think it was, recording a song. And Matt Foster, my engineer, he's a great guy. And I was like, oh, can we get some weed? And he's like, yeah, I'll call my homie Fat T. And that was Narstie's name. And Fat T came around. And we were just hanging out. And he was really funny. And he was a really cool guy. And I made this song with Swiss. I was making a song with Swiss. And Fat T, Narstie, was like, oh, listen to me spit, cuz I'm funky. And he just freestyled at me. And he just spat me. And he was really fucking good. And I was like, do you want to jump on this song? So I got him on this song with me and Swiss, and we made this song, and it was great. And we just became friends after that, like really good friends. He cut the cake at my wedding, you know, and he's one of the few things I miss about the UK. It's like Narstie used to be around my house like 3 times a week. And you know, I haven't seen. I've been here nearly 5 years now. That's how long it's been. I haven't seen my dad for that long. I haven't seen Narstie for that long. You know, we talk on the phone occasionally. We talk on social media. I was just really proud of him, man. I'm really proud of him. I'm just really, 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 really proud of that guy. I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna cry now. And it's a beautiful thing to have that in your life, to have people that you're truly proud of, that you've seen come from nothing. I've seen him struggle, man. He was struggling so hard. I remember one time he phoned me up and he was crying. He's like, it's not working, cuz. It's not working, cuz. They're not recognizing. I've been working so hard. I've been grafting so hard, and all these fucking waste men are getting the shine, and I'm getting nothing. He felt like he'd been, you know, working this hard, and like radio was ignoring him, and TV, all these people were ignoring him. And I was like, dude, you know, you just gotta be consistent. You just gotta hit them with consistency, and you've gotta let them see you. They don't see you. I see you because you come around my crib, but they don't see you. So like, I was like, you need to get on Twitter. You need to be dropping a freestyle every week, and you need to get on Twitter. So he did. I showed him how to use social media and stuff, and he started dropping a freestyle every week, and he did that for a few months, and then one of them really blew up, and he just stayed consistent, and he let people see him. It was like, all they got to do is see you, man, because you're undeniable. He's a guy who's just an undeniable talent. He's undeniably funny. He's undeniably brilliant at rapping. He's undeniably just a beautiful human. He just illuminates any room he steps into, you know. And they saw him, man. They finally saw him, and now he's soaring. They saw him, and now he's soaring. And I'm just really fucking proud of him. Whoa! Why do that thing keep getting louder? God damn it. God damn it. Diverting Tales says we need another internet historian collab. Yeah, we're talking about something. We're talking about it. We've been talking about doing something. We want to do something cool and interesting. Cool and interesting. So that's what we're going to do. Hugo D. Ever wondered about doing some Carl Sagan material? Yes, I started work on a Carl Sagan thing a little while ago. So yes, is the answer. I've got to get in touch with his people. But these days, man, we're working above. We're trying to work above board. So you know, we've got to get in touch with people. Yo. Just talking about Narstie there got me emotional. Oh my goodness. How much attention, says Dana, do you pay to your dreams or nightmares? Do you have a system, method? If you don't dream at all, like some people, have you ever tried a method to kickstart them? Great job with the Father album. Thanks again for all that you do. Hey, thank you. I go in and out of periods. Sometimes I don't remember dreams for a long, long time. And then sometimes I have very, very vivid dreams. And then sometimes I have lucid dreams. And I've had very strange dreams in my life. One time I had a dream that lasted for a decade. Like a whole decade. And I woke up and I could remember it all. And I'd had this epic ass dream that went on for a decade, and like society collapsed, and like I led a ragtag group of survivors, and we fought other communities and all this type of shit. It was kind of a bit like The Walking Dead. This was before The Walking Dead as well. It was like 2004. I had a kid in the dream. I raised the kid. Like, I literally had a 10-year dream, and I fucking woke up and I remembered it. I was like, Jesus Christ, and I was writing it down, frantically writing it down. And I wrote down a great deal of it. And I think Charlotte was there. I think we just got together. And my goddamn computer got knocked off the table. And it was one of these old ass computers with a mechanical hard drive. And it was in the middle of writing. So the hard drive was in the middle of writing. And the goddamn hard drive bust. And I lost it, the whole thing. And just as that happened, the drama of that happening caused that dream to flee my mind. And it was gone. And I remember a few little bits of it because I wrote them. It's so weird that can happen. I had a whole album on that hard drive as well, by the way. There was a whole album. So in that moment, I lost a whole album and a decade-long story that had just happened to me while I was asleep. Which is very strange. That's happened other times. I've had like month-long dreams, like multi-months, multi-years, but that was the longest one. It was like a decade. I don't know. What does that mean? What does it mean that you can exist for a decade in another place and live a life? I don't know. Do you know? Anyway, I mean, I've written songs in my dreams, and I've literally woken up from a dream with a song, and I've recorded it into my phone, and it's a song. It's like a real song. What does that mean? Where did that come from? Whose song is that? Did I write that? It's very strange. very strange, Donna. It's very strange, Donna. Alex Wayne says, Akira, I've spent the last few weeks deeply mesmerized by your MEANINGWAVE Spotify playlist. Thank you for curating such an eclectic and informing universe of ideas. I can't help but notice that Goggins is missing from the playlist and from Spotify itself. Any word on that? Yeah, that's one of these, you know, I get messages about getting Goggins on Spotify every day, and I would love to. I would love to. Durner1804 says, I have a doppelganger. Yeah, it seems you do. Close the door now. What's your thoughts on Brexit, mate? I take it you're British. Here's my thoughts on Brexit. Yeah, I ain't give a shit. I don't have any thoughts on Brexit. It weirds me out. I get back from DJing, I look on Twitter, and like, it seems that all British Twitter does is argue about Brexit, and it seems that that's all British Twitter has done for 4 years. Like, what? Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't have any thoughts on it, actually. I have a couple of thoughts. All right, I have a couple of thoughts. Like, one is, I'm pretty sure that whatever happens, it'll all work out. You'll work it out. I think people should be less fucking stressed about it. I think people should screech less about it. I think people should cast less aspersions at each other over it. I think people should stop calling people who disagree with them over things like that dreaded N-words and things of that nature. It like shocks me how quickly people will stoop to dehumanizing other humans because they have a different opinion on something. You know, when we see the same thing over here, the political thing is happening in America in a similar way. But what I find is that screechy people on Twitter don't exist in real life in the same way. Like the way people talk to each other on Twitter, they don't in real life. I haven't found that to be the case. I think people should get off Twitter and go outside more. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot more thoughts about it, to be honest, but it's just, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. It's not what I'm interested in. That sort of stuff is not what I'm interested in. It's like when people ask me if I'm going to waive political candidates. Like, I'm not interested in politics. I'm interested in the big picture, you know. And I think that politics is downstream from culture, and I'm interested in culture, and that's what I'm engaged in. Close the door. If you still lived here, you would have made a song about it by now. I really think you would have got into it. I don't think I would, and maybe that's one of the reasons I left. Maybe that's one of the reasons I left. I don't care. I don't care about that stuff. It's not that I don't care about that stuff, it's that I think there are more important things, you know? And I think what we're doing here is way more important, way more interesting, and way more likely to solve those sorts of problems. Those sorts of problems are way more likely to be solved by the ideas and things we're engaged in here in the MEANINGWAVE universe than those actual things themselves, you know? Shit. Crossland, have you come across logotherapy yet? And what do you think of it? No, I haven't. Put something in the MEANINGWAVE suggestions tab on Discord. Top fan, Casson, Inther, Bardi. Hello, Top fan. Would you consider starting a Paul Stamets Fungi Perfecti wave anytime soon? And if I came to one of your live sets in LA, would you let me give you a big hug? I would definitely let you give me a big hug. People do that every week. Every week I DJ at No Vacancy and people come along and give me a big hug. And it's very nice. I appreciate all the big hugs. Every week people come along and they take a photo and give me a hug. It's very nice. It's a nice ritual. As for Paul Stamets, I love that guy. And I did an experimental live MEANINGWAVE on Sourcewave Radio when I was doing that, where I basically just sort of like played a bunch of records in sequence whilst playing his Tim Ferriss podcast into appearance. But there's a couple of his bits that I plan to turn into songs. I really like that guy. So yes. Yes is the answer. Top fan Jason Rhodes. What up, my guy? How do you feel about the current state of hip hop? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that's my thoughts about the current state of hip hop. I love it. There's loads of really dope stuff. There's loads of really great music. There's loads of really interesting ideas. It's flexing. It's growing. It's incorporating more and more into itself. It's like at the end of Akira, you know. Hip hop is just eating the world and just constantly morphing into different shapes, and I fucking love it. Miss Kyrgyzstan says, no, it's very important, but you don't have to be involved. That's true. Though I'm not saying these things aren't important. I'm saying they're not the only thing of import. There's a whole bunch of things, and it seems that our focus has been just on just a couple of things for like 4 years, and it's dull. God damn it. All right, let me be more explicit on Brexit. It's kind of it's like the free speech thing. It's like you either believe in democracy or you don't. So you had a democratic vote and you had a result. Now deal with it. Right, go sort it out. And stop doing that. I don't need to be involved in those things. I've got other things to do that I personally think are more important for me and what I'm up to and what we're up to over here. But Sir Pepper says, I would rather focus on things I have control over. Well, that's one aspect of it. I'm quite stoic in that regard, and I honestly think that if you do not have direct control over something, then you shouldn't let it consume you and terrify you and worry you and things of that nature. You should concentrate on the things you do have power over. Now, if you want to have an effect on something like Brexit, you can, someone like, say, Sargon of Akkad, he's like gone, all right, I'm going to get into politics. Someone like Count Dankula, they've gone, we're going to get into politics, so they're actively doing something. So good for them. They're actively doing something, whether you like them or agree with them or not, they're actually engaging in the process. That's good. So good for them. If you're not actively engaging, maybe one thing you could do is focus on making yourself the ultimate version of yourself, so you're therefore able to deal with these things better and able to have a better effect on those around you and able to better inspire those around you. Because if people operate from a position of fear because they're scared and they eat too much soy or whatever the heck it is, and so therefore they're easily kind of terrified in certain areas, maybe you could make yourself all awesome and powerful and great, and thus inspire more of those people to give up their creepy soy ways and abandon the dark side. Maybe you could do something like that. I don't know. People ask me this every week. How do you reconcile top wizard Alan Watts with King Lobster Jordan Peterson? Says Renatus. I described them as this the other day. It's like they're archetypes, these people, and like Alan Watts is definitely a shamanic archetype or a wizard archetype. Wizard and shaman, I guess they're the same thing. Peterson he's like the father, the stern father, or the wise king type guy, right? And what I always say is that they're discussing and examining the same problems from different sides of the object. So I think of it like it's a 3D object or a 5D object even. And these people have been really, really looking really hard at it from different sides of the room. So their views are equally valid, and they're talking about the same thing, and that we can take from them what we need when we need it. It's the idea here. If we're like developing ourselves, developing our characters, making ourselves as great as we can, in congruence as possible with our true form, then there are aspects of all of these people that we can utilize at certain points to greater achieve that congruence. And that's what's up there. It's like, we know that, like, but we can take from all of these people which is most useful at the point. And that's kind of what being alive is about, and that's kind of what meaning seems to be about. It's what was John Vivaki's talking about this, and he's saying it's about, like, I haven't fully digested it all yet, so I wouldn't want to butcher it. A part of what he seems to be getting at is what we're up to is getting an optimal grip on existence, is developing a way of getting an optimal grip of existence. Like, inherently, somehow, when you're talking to someone, how close to stand to them or how far away, depending on the person, is different for every person. It's like, how do you know that? How do you work that out? And it's like people who have like really bad social anxiety or whatever are not as good at that as as most people. And it's like all of life seems to be like that. It's like getting this like optimal grip on reality. And these guys both have great knowledge and wisdom and practical advice for us to be able to best do that. But it's like sometimes it's appropriate to stand very close to a person and to touch their shoulder or their arm, and sometimes it's not. And sometimes Peterson, the work of Peterson is the useful and correct work for that moment, and sometimes Watts and his more playful approach is appropriate. So yeah, baby, yeah. Joseph Ira, the King, Joker, Father, Warrior. That's what I was saying yesterday. That's why Rogan's interesting, because Rogan's quite his character is very developed in the field of, I talk about this quite a lot, but it was whoever, I don't know if it was Plato or Aristotle, but somebody said that the ideal citizen is the warrior poet. Like, you've got your intellectual and your physical, you've got those integrated. And Rogan's like that kind of a guy, right? He's very, very creative and very philosophical, but also very in touch with his physicality and very developed in that area. So he's like Plato's ideal citizen in a lot of ways. He's also got the mystical down, right? He's also got the shamanic. He's integrating all these things. Whatever you think of him, of course he's not perfect, of course he's not right about everything, yada, yada, yada. But he's an example of weeding young. And I think it points in an interesting direction. I think it's part of what we need going forward in order to combat the problems we face. And I think that's good. And that's part of what we're up to here. Sir Peppers says, funny sees to see the skeletons come out of Trudeau's closet with his squeaky clean PR record. So Justin Trudeau, there was a photo of him in blackface recently, right? It's like, look, I've said this, cancel culture is kind of great because everyone's got some fucked up shit, man. Everyone's got some shit in their closet. So we're out here cancelling everyone for having fucked up shit in their closet. The end result of that is you cancel everybody. And once you cancel everybody, you can't cancel anybody. So we're kind of going through this thing right now, and it's ugly and strange. But one thing it's doing is it's making people go, okay, shit, I can't go. If I'm going to get fired from Saturday Night Live, well, I guess I'll just start my own podcast and create my own world. So it's making more people create their own worlds outside of the corporate infrastructure, and that's great. And what it ultimately leads to is a radical empathy, because that's the natural endpoint of that game, is a radical empathy. We go, oh shit, okay, everyone's got some shit. Everyone's got some shit. And that's where we're headed. I think that's what we're going to reach. I'm optimistic about all this stuff. But that's me. I'm that kind of a person. That's my vibe. And I would rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. Like my boy Elon said. So Peppers, Goggins feels like the ultimate warrior. Yeah, Goggins is like the ultimate warrior monk. He's like the warrior monk, right? And then Jocko's a warrior, but he's like a Marcus Aurelius. He's like a philosopher. Well, not that Goggins isn't a philosopher, but he's like a leader, philosopher, warrior, king type of a guy. You know, Legends Never Die says, I just want to thank you. Keep what you're doing. Love from India. Shouts out to India. Bap, 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 bap. Yeah. Let me romp through these questions. We've got 5 minutes. Damn. Can I answer all these questions in 5 minutes? Would you ever consider doing a sort of tutorial or a live stream of you making music? Says Jacob. Thank you, Jacob Harris. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that on ThinkSpot. On ThinkSpot. I thought about doing it on Twitch, but I don't know, maybe Twitch is dead. Maybe Twitch is done. Who knows? But I'm thinking about doing that on ThinkSpot. So yeah. I'll keep you informed. Cameron Bacon says, has the continual making of MEANINGWAVE affected your life, relationships, and self-image and perspective? Well, it has affected them. That's what it's done in every way. In every way. Every project, I learn a great deal about something and about myself, and it's had a massive effect on my life and relationships and self-image and perspective. That's all I guess I can say, is it's had a massive effect and continues to. And every project, I grow and have a deeper connection with this experiment. I mean, you know, bear in mind, this hyperproductivity zone thing has been going on since February 2018, and just we've been consistently ratcheting it up and refining the processes and making it more efficient and making it more powerful and making it more effective. And obviously that's had a massive effect on me, and I'm very, very different now to what I was then, and I'm very, very different now to what I was a month ago. I look at Instagram's entirely every 7 years, so every 7 years you're a completely different thing to that which before, and I feel like that's happening to me on a monthly basis. And I suspect it might be happening to you guys as well. I suspect it might. Janik says, how do you feel? Janik Drescher, I hope I pronounced that at least not awfully, says, hey, Akira. Ha! See, you spelled my name wrong. We're all mortal. How do you feel about JBP's current situation? Have you talked to him about the new album? Yes, we've spoke about the record, and he likes it, and Tammy loves it. I think he loves it. Tammy particularly loves it. She sent me a couple of really nice messages, and that's great. And how do I feel about his situation? I feel that he has been through a ridiculous thing. Imagine the intensity of what he's been through, and then it looks like your wife's gonna die. Like, what the fuck? And this isn't just your wife. This is the woman you've loved since you were a tiny little boy. It's crazy. There's a track on the album, right? New album, that Tammy song, and he talks about how he told his father when he was a little boy that he was going to marry her. You know, he loved her since he was a prepubescent child, and then he's gone through all of this, and all of these fucking lunatics, all of these weirdos who want to destroy him. They're taking him out by destroy the words, right? These people, they don't want to prove their enemies. Those are the sorts of words they're using, right? So they don't want to prove their ideological opponents incorrect. They want to destroy them. They want to ruin them. They want them to not be able to make money. They want them homeless. They want them on the street. What kind of people, if we read comics and things of that nature, what kind of people want to destroy people? It's the villains. Obviously, it's the fucking villains. Yeah? It's very, very strange. So imagine you're a person and, like, you know, you've been teaching students, and you've been thinking about big ideas and stuff of that nature, and then suddenly this all starts catapulting and blowing up, and then suddenly you're on the world stage, and that's great, but at the same time, it's people are trying to destroy you. They're trying to kill you and your family at every turn, and this goes on for years, and it gets more and more and more and more intense. And then your wife, who you've been with for forever, and you've been in love with since you were a child, falls very, very ill, and it looks like she's going to die. Imagine going through that. Can you? I can't. I actually can't. I've tried to, and I can't. I can't honestly say I can. So yeah, that's what I think about that. I also think that he's going to be fine. I think he's going to get through it, and he's going to come out of it stronger. That's what happens. You have to go through hell. On the other side is greatness, and you know, that's what's going on right now. He's going through another hell, yet another hell after all the other hells. How about that? So yeah, shouts out to him, and shouts out to the Petersons. They're all doing great things for the world, and I, for one, am very grateful for their sacrifice, because it's a sacrifice. It's a fucking sacrifice. Yeah. Miss Kekistan says he's a hero. I am Firehorse says even wiser and more helpful. Miss Kekistan says, I love Jordan. You have to be a jerk who's very unhappy with yourself to want to destroy a man as wonderful as Jordan Peterson. You have to be a jerk who's very unhappy with yourself to want to destroy anybody. I don't want to destroy anybody. I want some people to shut the fuck up. But I don't want to destroy anybody. Jesus Christ. Sorry, anyway. Tristan Stoutenberg says, have you considered doing more stuff with Jonathan Pajou? Quick answer, yes. Just stumbled upon Obviously Santa Claus Exists, and that was a Christmas song? I don't know. But I adore Jonathan Pajou. He's wonderful. He has some fantastic work. I have loads of stuff I would like to do with his work. So yes, definitely more Jonathan. And definitely, by the way, Meaning Wave Christmas 2 and Lo-Fi Christmas 3. Christmas is coming, baby. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho is the prime directive. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Akira.
Renatas says, is the great Akira wave heading towards any of John Vervaeke's work? That's not how you pronounce his name, by the way. I can't remember how you pronounce it. I was listening to him yesterday and he said his own name. I was like, oh shit, I've been doing that wrong. In particular, his current series on the meaning crisis. Yeah, didn't we talk about this earlier? Did you just join? Anyway, I'm a big fan of John, not Vervaeke. Whatever. Yeah, he's great. He's great. Oh shit! Yeah, if you were listening to my Instagram story this week, you would have actually heard me doing something with John Vervaeke. I'll stop doing it wrong. The very difficult thing about him and his Awakening from the Meaning Crisis series is, one, it's ongoing. Two, did it just reach number 39? And each of these lectures is an hour long. And each of them is an hour long. And each of them, in the way that I say, you know, if I'm trying to condense the mountain into the diamond, is what I'm kind of doing. Like the mountain of idea into the diamond of pop song, which is one of the harder parts of it, is working out what that really is. But it's like, realistically, each one of these lectures has got, each of the lectures is an album. And if I'm being really hardcore, each one of them is like, you know, at least an EP, and there's goddamn 40 of them. So it's like, I'm working on it anyway. What I've been doing this week and last week is e-scooting to the studio every day and back from West Hollywood to downtown Los Angeles, and I listened to Awakening from the Meaning Crisis. So I got to number 11 yesterday, I believe. So that's what I've been doing, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful stuff, and I really, it's obviously perfect for what we're doing here with MEANINGWAVE. So yes is the answer to that question. Yes is the answer to that question. Yes. Yeah. But we're going to get out of here in a minute. We're running 5 minutes over already. So chat, if you've got something you really want to know, hit me. If you asked it already in the chat, I just didn't see it or something, you know, so feel free to ask it again. And if I don't get to it right now, we'll be back next week. Yo. Tristan, yeah, we answered you. Greg says, speaking of up-and-coming apps, what can you tell us about your beta testing of ThinkSpot? From what have you seen? Can you see yourself using it every day? Do they need any more testers? They're opening it up to the first wave of people who asked to join it in advance on Monday. So I think they're letting a number of people in on Monday. I can't remember the number. It was quite a big number. So like, sign up if you want to be involved, because they're going to be basically letting in people. They'll be like, we'll let in a couple thousand today, a couple thousand more tomorrow, whatever it is. So you can just go to ThinkSpot and sign up to be one of those early people. So if you haven't done that, do that. It's been very dope so far, what I've seen of it. They're in the process of setting up my page there as a contributor. The way it works is you have contributors, and then you have people, and if you're not a contributor, you still, you know, you can talk and have conversations and engage in any kind of manner. And it's very civilized is what it is. I'll say it's very civilized, and it has a lot of potential for some really, really cool civilized shit. So yeah, I'll talk about it more when they finish setting up my page and we've got it going on. But yeah, I'm quite excited about it. I am excited about it. So Peppers, I was presently surprised and glad, it's important to be present, to see the OG JBPWAVE album, it was a mix, evolve into this new beast. It's an album. Seeing how it retains most of the original songs, moments. How is the process of transforming this to be monetizable? It's a strange question. Anyway, basically the original JBPWAVE 1, I talk about this in the behind the scene at the top. It wasn't in song format. I wasn't thinking about it in that fashion. And over the course of that first year, I developed the style that is MEANINGWAVE. I developed the album, songs, thing, you know. And now we're at a very different place with regards to my skill set and with regards to what I've developed MEANINGWAVE into. So people keep asking, you know, can those things be on streaming platforms and this sort of thing? So I have started, and Father was the first one, taking a lot of that first mix, adding a lot more stuff, reproducing it and recrafting it into an album with songs, with choruses and verses and structure. So you could listen to one of them and you could put it on your playlist, or you can listen to the whole thing and it works, you know. So that's what we've been doing there. And we have, that's what we've been doing there. So we'll be doing it with the other ones where we can. I'm starting work on the next album on Monday. I actually already started work on it. What am I talking about? But yeah, we're going into the next album on Monday. What can I say about that? Archetypical as fuck. archetypal as fuck as well. You know, to be honest, I'm still not sure what the difference between those two words is, and I need to get that nailed down. So I will. Yeah. So Peppers, maybe developing dyslexia, seeing how much I make typos, lol. Yeah, but what you do is you get me the questions every goddamn week like a soldier. Every week I sit down and you've sent me questions. All right, so you are getting that part of everything just really, really right. And I'm proud of you. Is ThinkSpot free or paid? It's free, and you can also pay. So there's a free, just to use it, it's free. If you want to contribute to the contributors, you can in a sort of Patreon type fashion. You know, Jocko and Peterson will have a conversation. You'll be able to go to the live stream of that and things of that nature. Akira the Don will host a live gig with everybody, that type of thing. It's really exciting, the potential, actually. So there. All right, boom. Yeah, thank you for everybody who's been here. That was, do you know what, I might experiment maybe the next one or the one after of just doing it with just the chat and no questions in advance, because that was actually working quite well for the beginning part. Anyway, yeah, Shabba. So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Be here tomorrow. We'll have the live DJ set. We'll be here tomorrow night. Like and share this video. And leave a comment if you could, actually. If you've been here in the chat, right, if you could drop a comment on the actual video itself when it's live, that would be really helpful, because YouTube just does not show these things to people, and it's like, maybe I should just not do them, but then, and it kind of apparently, because it doesn't show them to people or whatever, like, then it affects the following videos and stuff. So part of me is like, should I even bother doing it? But like, then I really enjoy hanging out with you lot, and I know you lot get something out of it. So if you could do the leave a comment and like thing, that apparently will help. So we'll try that. We'll record them via Instagram and via YouTube and stuff. So what I tend to do is answer questions that were submitted in advance, and I answer questions that are suggested in the chat at the same time. A bit of both. But you know, this is a constant refinement process, is what it is. Anyway, Completely Human, thank you, mate. You're original and awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Yeah, come hang out tomorrow at the DJ stream. There will be videos going up all week on the YouTube. JBPWAVE Father is streaming now on all platforms. Go run that up. And yeah. Go forth and be mighty. Appreciate you. Splash.